Good morning. It is 8 a.m. October 14th, and today's video is about 12 things you should know about Japan before you come. Number 1, tattoos are a rarity. They're really rare, especially among the older generation, and if you have a tattoo, you will be looked at, especially by the older generation, due to its negative connotation and associations to the Yakuza back in their time. For example, I have a back tattoo, which is a dream catcher, which you could see right now in this shirt, but normally you wouldn't be able to see it. But anytime I wear a shirt that you could see my tattoo, I do get a lot of stares. And also onsens. Hot springs, some of them actually say you cannot enter the hot springs if you have a tattoo. And I don't think it's for any medical reason, it's more because of social and cultural reasons. You're not anybody who could see you could see your tattoo and they might feel uncomfortable and etc. Okay, number 2. People dress very conservatively, even if it is 90 degrees outside. Like, I'm not even kidding. It was 90 degrees outside and someone was wearing a long sleeve shirt and I was dying of heat for them. And like tank tops like this, what I'm wearing right now, any shoulders or no. People dress conservatively. Do make sure your suitcase is packed with things that are conservative. No boob area, obviously. No showing of the back. Sometimes legs are even no-go. Most females here wear black tights underneath or skin-colored pantyhoses. So yes, although legs are shown, most of the time they're covered by pantyhoses. Okay, number 3. As I've been saying, people will stare. No matter if you're dressed conservatively as well. They will stare because you are a foreigner in a very homogeneous society. Even here in Tokyo, me and my friends get constant stares. And not because of the way we're dressed, just because we look different. And that's just, you gotta get used to it kind of thing. Number 4. There are so many clubs. So many. If you're a party person like me, you will realize there are too many clubs to even decide where to go in one night. There have been nights I've gone to 4 clubs just to find out how they were. Females are most usually a free entry. Males, on the other hand, have to pay. Drinks are as obvious, expensive as always, but there are some places that you do pay an entrance fee, and it is an omohodai or an all-you-can-drink. Only females usually. And yes, Roppongi and Shibuya are the main places down in Tokyo to go to. Still exploring it, but so far I've gone about 6 clubs and it's been pretty interesting and fun. I'll talk about clubs in another video because if not it will take way too much time. Number 5. Earthquakes happen a lot. Although I do tend to sleep through most of them. They tend to be like very tiny earthquakes and you think you're just kind of moving around. It's really simple. But most of the time I just sleep through them, and most of the time you'll probably sleep through them too. So far there's a lot of places you will learn about evacuation systems due to earthquakes. But you are expected to have about 2 earthquakes a month, be it mini, be it a little bit normal, medium. So far I've experienced one and all I did was like wobble around in my rolling chair. Alright, number 6. Save money. I cannot stress this enough, especially if you are a shopper and an outgoer like me to the clubs. You need to save money because transportation costs, clothing costs, especially shoes, and the shoes are so neat that I want to buy all of them, but if not, I'd go broke. So save money if you love shopping like I do. Stores are amazing, and later on I'll talk about stores I've gone to and how I've experienced them, and oh my god, the prices sometimes, whew. but save money. Number 7, you might need a mattress pad. If you're like me and have certain back problems and can't sleep on a very solid bed, yeah, you might need a mattress pad. Most of the beds I've realized here are very hard. It also has to do with the fact that people mostly sleep in futons on the floor. But I've never been able to do that because I have certain back problems that impede me from doing so. So you might need a mattress pad. I did buy one. I did make that expense. It does cost. But if you want to sleep comfortably and not wake up with a backache, you might want to invest in that. Number 8, transportation is hell. All right. Money-wise, people-wise, it's just insane, especially rush hours. I know you've seen those videos about subways being overpacked. Those are so true, and it's insane. You know that whole thing we call personal bubble in America? That doesn't exist here. So get comfortable with not having a personal bubble, because that is hell. Like, I've been in rush hours and I try to avoid rush hour as much as possible, even if I have to walk from the train station, and avoid the bus rush hour, because no. I like my personal bubble, and I'm really struggling with that whole no personal bubble thing. All right. Number 9, children roam the streets by themselves. All right, if you're from where I am, children are always hand to hand with an adult. Here, they're everywhere, by themselves, taking the bus by themselves, taking the train by themselves, getting home by themselves, walking the streets by themselves, riding the bike by themselves. Their parents know what they're up to. They have little tiny phones they can call their family with, and Japan is really safe. There's always some type of police unit nearby. But that's one thing you gotta get used to. Children are kind of everywhere by themselves, and it's just not a usual thing to see. All right, number 10, Halloween is a huge thing, apparently. I didn't know that coming here, so I was not prepared to have an outfit, but now I have. But apparently it is a huge thing. I mean, you think about it because of cosplay and anime and all that stuff, but it's a huge thing. I was not ready, and it's only October 14th, but on October 31st, apparently Shibuya gets lit, and I am so going to be there, even if it's a weekday. And after that, I will tell you how it goes, so you can expect it. All right, number 11, alcohol is insanely cheap when you buy it at the store, not at clubs. All right, so alcohol is a pretty huge thing here. Everybody likes to drink. Social gatherings, work gatherings, which, well, bicycles are everywhere, and you should definitely invest in one. Why? Because it saves you money on transportation, it saves your sanity from transportation hell, and you get an exercise out of it. Okay, so thank God for my dorm that they have this whole rental thing for one-year students, and I got my bike rental for about $5, and it was amazing. And now I take my bike everywhere, and yes, it takes longer than just taking the bus or taking a taxi or taking a car, but it saves me money and I get to exercise. Yeah, so I take it to the supermarket, and then I buy my groceries and I bike back with it. But most of the people here do have a bike because cars are expensive. The driving test is apparently hell, and really hard, apparently. And the streets are really narrow. It's one thing I'm still not used to, how good the drivers in Japan are. Because the streets are very narrow, especially bus drivers. Bus drivers scare me when they drive. I'm just saying, they be like that close to another bus, and my soul kind of dies a little. But it's okay, because now I have a bicycle and I save on transportation. There are a bunch of bicycle parking spots everywhere. Sometimes you do have to pay for them, but they will cost you less than renting the bus. And yes, everybody has them. You see mothers with a bicycle child seat in the back with their child in the back doing grocery shopping. And sometimes they have two children in the back, and I'm just like, how do you even bike? I tried putting my friend on the back of the bike, and she's like, what, 110 pounds, and it was still hard to do because balancing those bikes out with another person behind you is really hard. So I don't know how those mothers do it. Kudos to them. But yes, invest in a bicycle. Overall, the main thing is explore, be careful, and save money before you come to Japan. Definitely save money because you're going to need it for transportation, you're going to need it for food, you're going to need it for clubs, you're going to need it to socialize. And one of the things you do really want to do here is socialize. That sums it up. I got about, I said the 12 things. If you have any like other questions or any comments, to put them in the comment section below. And I do hope to continue putting up more videos, even though it takes me quite a while. Still kind of new to the whole video thing, but thank you for watching. And until next time, bye bye.